Hi, Matthew Pearson here. A couple of weeks ago I wrote this blog posting about using Twitter for educators, and I always promised myself that I would do a follow-up and try and help people, educators in particular, starting with Twitter to kind of, accelerate their progress. I realised when I was writing it that it would be far better to do it as a screencast, so here I am doing it as a screencast, and hopefully this is going to be of use to you. The main thing that I'm going to talk about, certainly in this first part of the presentation, is not using the web, but using a tool like TweetDeck to kind of take your tweet into the next level. This isn't an advert for TweetDeck. There are other applications that are equally good. Some of them may actually be better for certain things, but TweetDeck's just the one I know, and I think that probably you get to a certain stage where in your tweeting where you do think that you have to kind of move on to using a kind of an application or a particular program. So we're going to look at TweetDeck, and the techniques that I'm showing you here will probably be replicable in other programs. So when you first install TweetDeck, you're going to be, to be honest, you're going to be annoyed because the default behavior is for it to do these horrible notifications at the top, and also to make a chirping sound at you. So you actually need to get that switched off as soon as possible, unless you like it. But I can't imagine you probably do. I always hated it. So once you've got it in and the program's up and running, come over here to the spanner, the settings. Click that and then go to notifications and turn off the detail and the summary and the notification sound. Just put it down to 0 and then click save settings, and then you won't be mithered by annoying pop-ups or silly tweeting of owl type things as the tweets come in. Moving on to how you can use it more importantly to kind of get more value out of Twitter, you're going to have to start thinking about hashtags. Now, hashtags are often, they're seen as rather mystical things by people who are new to Twitter, but there's nothing mystical about them at all. They're just a way of collecting tweets about a certain topic together. Nobody owns hashtags. They just tend to happen spontaneously, sometimes just for an event. So if there's a conference, somebody might get a hashtag going and everybody adds that to their tweet, so the kind of tweets all coalesce. Some hashtags, like UK EdChat, we're going to be looking at now, are more long-standing. They've been around for years now, and they're never probably going to ever be replaced, because it's many people who tweet through the week actually append UK EdChat to their tweets, and that's a way of other Twitter users being able to find them. Now, if you want to start following a hashtag like UK EdChat using TweetDeck, it's ridiculously easy. All you have to do is come up here to the add column button, and we're going to just looking at a search and just type in UK EdChat. You don't even need to add the hashtag, the actual hash part of the hashtag. You can just put UK EdChat and click on search. And what will happen is it'll create you a new column, and in this column it will aggregate everybody who has been using the Twitter UK EdChat hashtag, so you can immediately see what's going on. Now that's immediately useful, because although your friends are going to be useful, people over here, you probably want to build up new friends. Now the good thing about picking up people in the UK EdChat column is that they'll hopefully be tweeting about stuff that's relevant to you, and you may not be following them, which means you can just click on them and follow them and build your following up that way. Notice you can also, as I'm doing here, move your columns around with these arrows, so you might want to move UK EdChat up away from the trending worldwide, and TweetDeck recommends, both of which actually I just kill off. So that's how you can use a search for a hashtag to focus in on specific content. It's also worth remembering that you don't have to search just for hashtags. If I add another column, you can put any search term in here. It's like Googling a term. So let's say you were interested in smartboards. So I'll type smartboards in here. I'll try and type smartboards in. Typing's a bit rubbish. And I hit search. Now, I don't think smartboards is a hashtag. Some people might hashtag it, but it's not a recognised ones. And there you go. There's all the stuff there, including... there might be a That might be a compliment now, I don't know. But anyway, everybody who's been writing about smartboards in their tweets lately, there's Leon from the Netherlands tweeting about it, you'll be able to collect that content. So what effectively you're doing by using a combination of hashtags and general search terms is broadening out your kind of tentacles into the massive Twitter universe and grabbing the content you want, and then the people you see who are tweeting about relevant content, you can start to follow them and build up your following. And it is as easy as that. Okay, we've been looking a little bit about how to use hashtags like UK EdChat and your own specific search terms. It's worth saying that there are lots of other relevant hashtags flying about. I've used UK EdChat because I'm a UK educator and it's one that I follow, but there's an EdChat one which is probably more North American in its focus, and there's also Maths Chat and things like that. There's all sorts of ones there that people use, and by following the right people you'll pick up on them anyway. But coming back to UK EdChat, during the week the tweets about UK EdChat just kind of pile up as people tag or hash content. Between 8 and 9 o'clock on Thursday evenings, there is a specific UK EdChat chat. And that's where lots of people come together specifically to discuss normally a predetermined topic. There's normally a kind of poll that goes out and people vote on what they want. And there's always somebody who very kindly, without being paid or anything other than the recognition, kind of chairs it and kind of, tries to keep control. Although keeping control of a tweet chat's a bit like probably trying to herd cats that have all taken LSD. It's a very, I say it's chaotic. It isn't chaotic. It's not the kind of thing that can easily be controlled, but there is always somebody nominally in charge, and well done to those people. So how do you follow how do you take part in a chat, in a Twitter chat? Well, you can do it through TweetDeck, or you can do it just simply through the web version, but I found a tool called I can't even say it. I found a web tool called tweetchat.com. This is it, which is really good, because it's kind of optimized for it's optimized for the chatting part of the Twitter thing. So all you have to do is sign in here first of all. So you put your Twitter name in and your password, and you go authorize app, which means that you're kind of telling Twitter that you're cool with TweetChat using your data. It even loads your background to make you feel at home if you use the web a lot. And then for that hashtag, what it actually does is it displays in a rather nice kind of web falling down kind of fall thing everything that's attached to that. And the nice thing about it is that you can set the refresh speed, because sometimes Twitter chats go really quickly and you can't follow the stuff as it goes by. It's like kind of being thrown down a cliff and asked to read a textbook on the way down. There's just no way you can do it. So you can actually set the refresh. So you can say, well, actually I want 30 seconds to read them as they go by. Obviously when it refreshes, more stuff will come, but you might have a chance of actually doing content. If you're like high octane, high adrenaline, just set it to refresh every 5 seconds and it will be just piling the stuff in. There's also a pause button if it all gets a bit too mad, so you can actually pause, which is very useful. Now at the moment the UK EdChat has finished. It's about 10:30, so they're not actually, the amount of material piling up here is a lot less, but during a busy chat there'd be a lot of content going on. Some other really nice things you can do with it is you can feature and block users to your personal taste. This is like kind of like tweaking the actual chat settings. So if there was a user who you really liked, you put their name in, and remember to put a comma after the name, because then it actually picks up. So I've just chosen Doug Woods at Deerwood, and what that actually means is that if he actually posts anything in here, it comes out in bold, which means that by putting names in here, I can feature the people whose ideas I perhaps like the most or want to focus on, and I can do that very, very easily. By the same token, if there's anybody, and obviously for political sake I'm going to have to use myself here, so say if I find Matt Pearson's tweets extremely annoying, if I put block here, then it will effectively block any of those any of this person's tweets from entering the chat stream, but I'm not blocking them on Twitter. I'm not unfriending them. I'm not unfollowing them. I'm not doing anything. I'm just kind of just tweaking the settings. So that can be really, really useful as a way of seeing what's going on. You can also block retweets, because what happens in chat is often if somebody says something really good, then a lot of people say, I agree with that, and they agree with it by RTing it, retweeting it, which means you get the same thing 3 or 4, maybe even 20 times. Block retweets will just switch that off, so you're less likely to see a good point if you haven't caught it first time, but if you're really paying attention, you won't be annoyed by having to read the same point on and on again. And of course you can tweak these settings during the chat itself. So my recommendation would be that tweetchat.com for the actual live parts of a Twitter chat is a very good tool to have. Okay, the final part of the video, and thanks for bearing with me if you're still listening, is how to use lists in Twitter. Once your following, or the people you're following, goes above 100 or higher numbers, you'll find that following everybody in all friends is almost impossible. There's just too much stuff going on. So what you need to do is start thinking about using lists, which is a way of kind of collecting followers together based on how you want to interact with them. For instance, you may well have a hobby that you follow, like pike fishing or something, carp fishing, and you might want to collect those people together in one list and then have your core educators in another list. It's up to you how you create the lists. They're just collections of people. You can create lists using the web version of Twitter, and these will actually be available to you when you use TweetDeck, or you can do it the other way around. So we're going to use TweetDeck. So click on Add Column, like we did before for search, but this time go for Groups and Lists. And you won't have any lists if you've not made any before, so you can click on New List. And a lot of people have a list that they call Conservation List, and they don't. They call it Conservation List. It's like people who chat. People who are likely to chat back to them, and often having those people are kind of prominent in a separate column is useful. You can make that list public so other people can see it, and actually you can take somebody else's list and use it as a basis of your own. There's a feature for that. So then I go Add List Members, and I simply pick out the people I want here by typing in their name until they appear and adding them up. So I'll put Tony Parkin in. Who should we have? Bill Borman, and then 2 for the time. That will be fine. You click on Save List, and if you want, you can send a tweet out, and it will actually even be a list that people can follow. Or if you don't want to do that, just go Completed. And what it does is it will load up a specialized new column in Twitter, in TweetDeck, which will show you those people tweeting. So you can see I've got Tony and Bill in their own little world there. And that's really useful, because when you log into Twitter after an enforced absence, you'll find that it'll be hard to pick up on specific friends who are buried in your all friends timeline, because it will just be moving too quickly, whereas you come across here to your dedicated list and they'll be in there and you'll be able to interact with them much more easily. Once you've created a list, obviously it's not set in stone, it's a computer, we can edit things. Click on Edit, and you can edit the list, and you can add new people in. So if you find another person you think, well, he's definitely a conversationalist, you can add them in. You can obviously take people out as well if you think people are no longer worthy of that list membership. So lists is a really good way of starting to slice and dice your people that you follow in order to get more value out of the conversations and the material that they're giving you.